Hey everyone, good day. How's it going? So today I wanted to go over an article I just read, and honestly, I don't know if I'm shocked, disgusted, or if it was expected. Let's take a look at the article and then let's talk about it. A Florida activist known for his tongue-in-cheek petitions to local government agencies has asked the school districts in Florida to ban the Bible. In petitions sent to public school superintendents across the state, Chaz Stevens asked the districts to immediately remove the Bibles from the classroom, library, and any instructional materials, Steve wrote in the documents, which were shared with NPR News. Additionally, I also seek the banishment of any book even referencing the Bible. His petition cited a bill signed into law last month by Governor Ron DeSantis, which let parents object to educational materials. That bill came about after some parents complained about sexually explicit books being taught in the Florida schools. I guess I could see how I made the slip up and said came first. Oh boy, that's inappropriate. Anyway, many of the books, such as Genderqueer, a memoir dealing with LGBTQ themes and coming out stories. DeSantis celebrated the removal of Genderqueer at a news conference after the signing of the law. It's a cartoon-style book with graphic images of children performing sexual acts, he said last month. That's wrong. Liberals have been critical of the legislation. After passage, the state's Democratic leader, Lauren Book, lamented Florida's joining places like Russia and China's modern-day example of what happens when free thought and free speech are tightly restricted in all levels of society, including school. So, with Florida the latest flashpoint in the culture wars, Stevens decided it was time to take up arms. His target? The Bible. I object to the Bible being in your public schools. It's based on the following 7 points, which, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Stevens proceeded to question whether the Bible is age appropriate, pointing to its casual references to murder, adultery, sexual immorality, and fornication. Do we really want to teach our youth about drunken orgies? He also took issue with the many biblical references to rape, bestiality, cannibalism, and infanticide. In the end, if Jimmy and Susie are curious about any of the above, they can do what everyone else did. Get a room at the Motel 6 and grab the Gideons, he wrote. The 57-year-old Deerfield Beach man says his ire was stroked after Florida... Okay, no, I'm not going to make a joke. I meant to say stoked, and I said stroked. My bad. It was his ire. Oh shit, I'm gonna keep going. After Florida lawmakers decided this last month to ban 54 math books that were claimed to have incorporated topics such as critical race theory. I love the algebras, okay, says Stevens, who studied applied mathematics in college. And those Tallahassee loons just banned a bunch of arithmetic books. Stevens sent the petitions as a way to point out the hypocrisy, he said. If you want to teach morality and ethics, do you really want to turn to a book that wants you to dash babies against rocks? He told NPR, pointing to Psalms 137.9. But he's not 0.9, but he's really reaching here, man. I mean, he's seriously reaching. But Stevens, who doesn't have any children attending Florida public schools, says he hasn't heard back from any of the school districts yet, but his group is tracking when the email petitions are open. As of late Monday, the Pasco County School District has shared the email internally 35 times, he said, and Duval County reached out to the state capitol for guidance. My activism in the past has been wildly successful, Stevens said, and I imagined will continue on a similar trajectory. Stevens said he is particularly interested in drawing attention to the hypocrisy. I don't have the votes, he said. My job is merely to turn hypocrisy on itself and let the bureaucrats eat each other for lunch. It's not the first time Stevens has made waves with his activism. In 2015, he petitioned 11 South Florida municipalities to either drop the prayer that opens their city commission meetings or let him lead a prayer in the name of Satan. After Stevens' request, some Florida cities ended up dropping their momentum of prayer altogether. The satanic state withered them down, Stevens told the Sun Sentinel. Wow. Okie dokie then. So what is your opinion on this article? I guess in an odd way, I can see what he's saying in the sense of, yeah, the Bible does have a lot of stuff in it. Robbery, thievery, bestiality, a daughter taking advantage of her father after getting him drunk. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in it. But the thing is, it has real lessons that people could learn from, that thing called reality. But I don't know, you guys. I mean, I think it's... I think that all books should be studied in school. All of them, including the Satanic Bible. Why? Well, I think we need both. The duality is good, not because I think we should follow them, but so you can become wise to the devices of the enemy. If we're always telling our kids the great good stuff and watch out for strangers, what is a stranger to them? What are the things they should look out for? See, so if you learn the ways of people, you know what to look out for. Other words, you just get bulldozed over and become a sucker in this world. And we don't want that type of lick, right? Right. So, I think that if they were to rightly divide the Bible and know that a lot of this is meant as allegory, not as literal things that happened, although a lot of it did happen. Now, I don't know, I have a lot of things I want to say on this topic, but I'm just going to kind of drop it here, see what you guys think. I'm curious as to what you guys think is appropriate and if they should remove the books. I myself am not a religious person, but I am a spiritual person. I definitely, have a very spiritual side to me, and I do read the Bible. I read a lot of other books as well, including the codexes and the rest. So if you were to ask me, hey, have you seen some of those satanic Bibles also? The answer is yes, I have. Why? Well, like I said, become wise to the devices of the enemy so that you don't repeat them or fall for them. I'm not trying to get my foot caught in a trap because I wasn't paying attention. So why not let people have the freedom to read what they want? I mean, are we really so mind-capped that we now can't read books, that we have to now go to a system that says what you can and can't read? Next, are you going to tell me how long my turds can be when I take a shit? I mean, really, come on, you guys. I know that's foul, but some of this stuff is foul, and it's frustrating to me. So I think that the Bible should be allowed in schools. Do I think it should be read in class? No. Because people could put their own perspective on it. They could put what they believe to be truth from their opinion. I do believe they should be able to read it, though. I do think that certain things need to be, of course, age appropriate. We're not going to go and tell the story about the daughter who got her father drunk and then had sex with him. That's in the Bible. I mean, heck, one of the prophets in the Bible had a foul mouth and swore all the time. I didn't know that part until recently. I was listening to one of my ministers, and he was talking about prophets and how they're not perfect at all. Nobody is, but with their delivery, how they choose to deliver the message isn't always in the most subtle of ways. Boy, can I relate to some of that, because sometimes when I speak, it sounds like, well, you hear me. I don't need to tell you what I sound like when you're listening to me, right? So anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think they should be reading the Bibles in school? You know what I'm not for? The Pledge of Allegiance. That's what I'm not for. Even when I was little, I wouldn't say the Pledge of Allegiance because I always knew it was a Masonic oath. Yeah, it's pledging allegiance to a country. I don't know about you, but I don't belong to the country. I'm sovereign. Anyway, that's another subject. Please, you guys, tell me your opinions. I'm really curious. I'd like to get a good talk going on this. I think it's a good talking point. Also, if you could help me out by liking and subscribing, I'd appreciate that as well. But even more important, I want you guys to have a great day. I want you guys to have a wonderful